Hello YouTube, this is Keith Kevin Kent. How you doing? How you doing? I hope you're doing well. It's time again for another knife of the day. This is the series where I go through my collection, one knife at a time, one day at a time. Today, we're still going through the Chris Reeve collection. And today, I have to say, it feels like the stiffest Chris Reeve knife that I have. I have 58 Chris Reeve knives. I'm a huge fan of the knives. This knife of the day is the Chris Reeve Sebenza 25 with Micarta Inlay. Now, a couple of things. I said it's the stiffest knife. It's not stiff at all. It works great. It's just, I realize I have not used this knife. I haven't. Haven't even played with it. So most of the knives over time, of course, just really smooth out. This is like really brand new out of the box. It's the Chris Reeve Sebenza 25 Micarta Inlay with Micarta Inlay. Now, my very first Chris Reeve inlay knife is the one with the Tanto blade that I got from True North Knives. Of course, the Sebenza 25 from Chris Reeve Knives has been discontinued. It has been replaced with the large Inkosi and the small Inkosi. You can still find 25s all over the place, of course. Very popular knife, widely distributed. I will not have a large Sebenza, a large Inkosi, a Chris Reeve Inkosi, because I have so many Sebenza 25s. I just have a bunch of them. The Inkosi, but I love the small Inkosi. I love the small Inkosi. They're so wonderful. And the reason is the Inkosi looks just like the 25. Same profile. Forward choils, two forward choils, the hump, the little notch right here on the spine of the knife, which I love that he always smooths it out. It's so rounded and nice. Everything about these knives are nice. They have bigger bronze washers in the Inkosi. They've done a couple of other things with the lock bar. But the big visual difference, really the only major visual difference that you'll see between a Sebenza 25 and a large Inkosi is when you turn it over, the Sebenza clip is off the lock bar and at an angle. So if you're looking for a large Inkosi and you see something like this, turn it around. If the clip is straight to the lock bar, it's a 25. If it's moved over, it's an Inkosi. I love that Chris Reeve does redo his knives every 10 years or so. He also introduces new knives. I really like that. So let's talk about the Micarta. First, let's talk about this blade. It's Crucible's S35VN steel. Just great. I love that all of these knives are stonewashed. You see, he always does this light stonewash that is just great. You can hide snail trails and all of that. Just really, real nicely done. This one has two lugs, a hollow ground, clip point knife, 3.6 inches in length. The entire knife is 8.4 inches total. And the weight is 4.95 ounces. 4.95 ounces. Just a tad lighter than 5 ounces. It's so well balanced you can't really tell, but it is one of the heavier Chris Reeve knives. Just a real nice knife. Of course, the big thing is the handle. When I first got my Micarta Inlay Tanto knife, what I discovered is, man, it fits so nice in your hand. I mean, the Chris Reeve knives fit nice already, but the Micarta, because the inlay comes, it is dug in underneath this. It's placed on inside of that with some super, 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 super glue. And then you can see that it comes off the top. You see that? Yeah. And because of that, it's just enough to fill your hands just a little bit more. I like it. A couple of things about the Micarta inlay. Like all other inlays from Chris Reeve knives, whether it's the 21 or the 25 or in Cosi, there are 3 strips, 2 on the show side, 1 on the back side, and then the lock is left alone. The one thing that's really stands out from the Micarta inlays as opposed to the wood inlays or the carbon fiber inlays, and that is that Chris Reeve knives does not polish the titanium that these inlays are on. All the other inlays, at least from my experience, all the other inlays have polished titanium scales. They left the titanium alone. I like that choice. Making anything is about choices, and man, it just seems like Chris Reeve makes a lot of good choices. That's a solid design. It's fancy because it has an inlay, but because of the type of inlay the Micarta is, it's not too fancy. You know what I mean? I do have a couple of too fancy Chris Reeve knives. This is not one of them. And I really like that double forward choil. Nice jimping, just enough jimping to do whatever you need to do with this knife. The knife of the day, the clip is, this is a right-hander. Chris Reeve, he does right-handed knives and then he does left-handed knives. This is a right-hander. If you couldn't find a left-hander because of the 2 studs, of course you can operate this one nice with a left hand as well. It's just when you go to clip it, it'll be a little bit more difficult. They never did a small Sebenza 25. That's why I love the small in Cosi, because that was a size and a type of knife that was sorely missing from my collection. And that's why I like the small in Cosis. To me, of course, there are improvements on the large in Cosi from the 25, but I'll stick with my 25s for now. Never say never. The knife of the day. It's the Chris Reeve Sebenza 25 with the Micarta inlay. All Chris Reeve 25s have been discontinued. They don't make them anymore. They are new still in the secondary market since they just made that decision about a year ago. Just wanted to put all the big knives there. Don't have the tie lock out. I should have brought a tie lock as well. Put it on the table. Omnumzun and the 25 so you can see the differences. That's it. Hope you have a great one. Hey, I uploaded a new video yesterday, which for me was a Sunday. Go check it out. It's the Blade HQ exclusive Bob Lum Tanto. And then I showed you some other Bob Lum Tantos as well. That's it. Thank you for joining me. If you enjoy these daily knives of the day, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Man, that helps me so much to roll out of the bed and do this before running off to work late most of the time. Also, don't forget to subscribe. That really helps me. Less than 30% of the people who watch the videos actually subscribe. Just take a second, subscribe. And once you hit the subscribe, take another second and hit that bell. YouTube says that's the only way to ensure that you get all the videos that I make. So please hit that as well. You have a perfect day. Take good care of yourselves. Hey, a healthier you can help your friends, your family, etc. You guys keep your pockets full. Goodbye.